Alright, and we're back. So it has been a bit longer than I said it would be. Since I actually recorded the last video, I took a much longer break than I planned on. Ate dinner, recorded some Starbound Let's Play stuff, sorted out various video editing things. But nonetheless, we're going to continue our game here, so without further ado, still no missions that I really want to take on. Unfortunately, this province is sieged, but hopefully I shouldn't say we. Hopefully Denzel will lose regardless. Is that? Oh no, that's Sweden. Well, I don't really feel like getting into more negative prestige, so we'll take that revolt risk. Do you have allies? Lithuania. Well, at least they're not called into this war. The coast of ice pirates. Okay. I'm gonna need to set some ships patrolling my coast, aren't I? They changed the way pirates work in this version, so I guess I'm going to have to adjust my strategies accordingly. We'll have this go back to here and repair, but then we'll deal with the pirates. So what we're going to do to deal with pirates is we're going to set a single ship on a patrol route. And we'll have him start up here, just to make sure we're getting all of our territory. And I'm going to do my best to set a patrol route such that he doesn't take attrition. So if you hold shift click, or not shift click, but just hold shift when giving movement orders, you can select specific provinces and give them a custom one instead of just letting the AI take the default path. And the reason I'm doing that with this is I don't want it to go through these open waters here where it'll take attrition damage, which is like just damage over time passing through it. Instead, I want it to go through these coastal sea zones so that I won't have to worry about bringing it into repair. And that ought to patrol all of our coasts, so I dislike that. That makes me sad. On the other hand, that does boost the war score in their favor. And not our favor, the other side's favor. And that makes me happy. So, it's not all bad. Hold on one sec. Sorry about that, I had something I had to take care of real quick there. Okay. Right. And again, even though we can build, and we are going to want to get around to building these armories, which they increase I hope the Livonian Order can win. I really do. But I don't think they will be able to, sadly. Anyways, what armories do, for those of you who don't know, is they give you more manpower, which, if you run out of that, it's bad. I'm not going to try and explain the specifics of how that works, but just know that if you run out of it, it's this resource here. That's bad for your army. And then cheaper armies, and they recruit faster, which means they build faster. If we keep this cardinal, it's going to be just barely. We should be able to... Yep. Okay. Now things are about to get a lot more interesting. Well, okay, actually, in 10 months, things are about to get a lot more interesting, because I need a bit of diplomatic power to hire an explorer. But once I have an explorer, I can send a ship off into this terra incognita here, and we can begin searching for the new world. Who knows what we'll find? How are we involved? I don't even know how we got involved in that war, but we are. France is expanding. I don't like that. Looks like Castile has decided to go the military route for forming Spain. They're having problems. Portugal doesn't really look to be doing anything with Morocco, which is good and bad. England taking a bit of Scotland, has a little bit of rebel troubles. Connacht has almost gotten all of the Irish miners united, though Leinster is still independent. That's a false right there. No, as much as I don't like these alternatives, but I'm gonna do that one. I can't declare war, but at this point I would rather take the admin power hit. White peace. Well, that was really worthwhile. I'm very glad for you, Denmark, that you decided to fight that war. It was an exceptional use of everyone's time. Everyone everywhere appreciates what you did with that war. Let's pause so we don't take too much attrition damage on these soldiers here. So, as you can see, to kind of explain attrition manpower stuff, there's 9 units of different types, but when they're all united, you'll see that it only shows 8. This is because some of them have taken damage through attrition, which means they've lost a bit of manpower, which is why manpower is important. Basically, when your troops take damage, they use manpower to recover their numbers. There's also a morale that they have to recover as well, but that's separate in its own thing. So, the thing is, in addition to having the lower morale for low maintenance, they just flat out won't get new troops if your maintenance is too low. So we're going to turn that up a bit. Just enough so it'll finish up in 1 month. And then, before I unpause, let's get a couple of armories under construction. One here. And then, I'll be perfectly honest, I don't actually know the best strategy of where to build these outside of just kind of building them where you'll get the most additional manpower. So I'm going to build it here because it's our old capital and it has more base manpower than any other province. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to give up on this cardinal and save up and try again with a different one. Which is unfortunate. Oh, okay. Do not want to forget this. This is going to be lots of fun. Now, right now we have too many commanders. And that is a really bad explorer, but we'll take him for now. But because I have too many leaders, I'm going to be taking a penalty to my military power each month, which I don't want. So since I'm not actually using this one at all, we will just fire him. And where's that trade fleet? Here it is. So I'm going to use one of these ships to explore, because these ships are just flat out the fastest ships by a lot. So first off, 2nd Fleet, resume North Sea patrols, but then 4th Fleet, let's move you off to Reykjavik. I'm not pronouncing that right, but that's the best I can do. And we will give you this guy. And, well, let's see what the new world holds. Ready for new assignments. I don't want to build anything else. I want to keep, like I said, I want to keep a bit of money stored up. That is very weird. Like, that is a weird province border. I guess it's because Greenland used to be there, so that makes sense. Because Greenland used to be there, it has this weird jagged border. Makes sense. So, this is the West Bermuda Sea. I guess that means the East Bermuda Sea is probably right there. hope anyways. That's what would make sense to me. This is the Blake Plateau. I don't know about that. I'm not convinced that this is I'm not really convinced that that is the correct term for this piece of geography here, but, it looks like there's no one trading in Chesapeake, which is interesting. Chesapeake is, one of the trade nodes in the New World, but the one we're really going to want to have, good control over trade is... Oh. I wonder. No, it is sending... Why is... Is it not visible because we haven't discovered it yet? I don't... That's weird. It's pretty weird that the trade routes are like that, but, basically, we're going to try and find, the Gulf of St. Lawrence trade node. And the reason we want to find that trade node is because we will pretty much need to control that node. Oh, you know, I wonder. Because Western Europe is here, so the Gulf of St. Lawrence must also, it looks like the trade node is on the land here, so it must route through the Chesapeake Bay province, which is centered where the trade node is. Okay, that makes sense. Anyways, our ship is getting damaged. We don't want it to sink. Also, it looks like there's no Northwest Passage in this particular map, which, I don't have any really strong feelings about. I mean, I wasn't particularly thinking we were going to be a major power over in, say, Asia anyways, but, you know, it would have been an option if there was a Northwest Passage in this map. Okay, we're going to get him to port ASAP, because we don't want to lose that ship. Be a waste of diplomatic power, which we still want to spend on ideas. But, we have land here now, and, you know, contrary to what I previously said, where am I? Why isn't it displaying their number? That's... Huh. Trade map mode was in the way, I guess. It's a bit weird. But, I'm not going to hire an explorer to go over here and, well, explore quite yet, because if we check the, colonial map mode, this is your colonial range, basically how far you can place colonists. Even with the terra incognita, because you can see the borders of the province, you can see that it's red, and red means that you can't reach it. So, I don't need to explore these provinces right now, because even if I do, I can't do anything with them. I can't colonize them. So instead, we're gonna keep the explorer and continue exploring the oceans to get a feel for the coastline of the continent, as opposed to its, well, land. So this ship will repair at a rate of 10% per month, so it'll be ready pretty fast at the speed we're going. No mission selected, yeah. Still nothing good there. And like I said, I don't want to solve... As long as I'm Catholic, I'm gonna go for this, but later on when the Protestant Reformation happens, I'm definitely gonna switch to... No one wants to work. Well, yeah, that's basically true everywhere for everyone. I'm no exception. I generally don't want to do work. But, apparently we've been too generous with the liberties we granted our merchants, and they're causing us problems. And you know what? We're just going to try and invest in this cardinal again anyways. But, as I was saying, I don't want to get too friendly with the papacy, because there's actually a decision, the Statute and Restraint of Appeals, that requires them to have a low opinion of us. And I definitely want to take it, because it has some nice long-term benefits. It has some, it creates some... Basically, it'll make Scotland, Sweden, and the Papal States like us less, and I don't care about the Papal States, and I don't care about Scotland, and Sweden's not going to like me anyways. And the only real downside this will have long-term to me is the diplomatic reputation penalty, but, well, there are ways we'll counter that with some of the other ideas we're going to be taking. For now, I don't like... Russia's probably going to form fairly quickly here. Or probably around the time people start getting to admin tech 10, which is what Muscovy... Well, it's what the decision requires. It doesn't necessarily have to be Muscovy forming it, but because of the ideas of various nations, it almost is always Muscovy who forms it. Oh! Okay, so we're going to close that for a sec. Sometimes when you're sailing around, you discover land provinces. So it looks like we actually did discover a bit of land in the this trade node here. And yeah, this is way too far away for our current colonial range. However, this idea will boost our colonial range, and this idea will also boost our colonial range, as will, well, further diplomacy tech, so we're still not quite going to be able to get there, unfortunately. But, we might be able to get here. We'll have to see. But yeah, the Gulf of St. Lawrence trade node is up here, and we're going to want to secure that because that's the one that will let us send trade back to the North Sea trade node, which is, you know, where our capital is now, where we're collecting trade. This will be interesting. Well, that's unfortunate. It looks like it's going to be closer to the Iberian countries than it is to us, which is a shame, because, as I mentioned in the intro, those guys are pretty good colonizers. Again, we'll just save up influence and see if we can hijack stuff again. What have we got here? Trade node? Caribbean trade node. Makes sense, given the position of everything. So what we'll probably... Ultimately, what we'd really want, trade-wise, is to put forward trade from the Caribbean to Chesapeake, from Chesapeake to St. Lawrence, and from St. Lawrence to the North Sea. We'll see if we're actually able to accomplish that. I'm going to go up and actually explore some of this terra incognita up here. Being in open waters will result in us getting damaged really quickly, but not a lot we can do about that. Okay. This ship is probably going to die. But nonetheless, maybe they'll get lucky and get back in time. The answer is, oh, they did. Oh, they are so lucky. I honestly didn't expect them to make it whatsoever. But yeah, see, the increase over time that I mentioned earlier, this tech is already more expensive, and it's only level 4. Supposedly it's going to be like a 20% total increase for the highest level techs near the end. So that's a new mechanic with patch. Once again, that's a new mechanic with patch 1.4. But we're going to get this because while the armies are good, these buildings are even better for, well, I don't know about in general, but given our situation, as far as I'm concerned, they are definitely the better option. Did I? Yeah, I lowered my morale again. So we don't have enough admin points to build any of them, but these add tax income related stuff, and basically they're money buildings. So if we build these, it's a flat 1, and then because of other bonuses we have, it essentially adds 1.1 in tax to our provinces. Whereas this adds a variable amount based on the tax we're already getting from the provinces. Because all of our provinces are really, really bad, the only place where it's even remotely close to being better to build this is here, and it's still not better. Temples are, for us, just flat out better, even in the place that apparently already has a temple. This constable doesn't do very much, so that is, you know, Norway's situation. But we'll build that one there. And we'll give it a couple months so we have enough money built up as a reserve, and then we'll build some more of those. Trade flows through there. Huh, I thought these weren't, pretty sure they mentioned that trade winds weren't supposed to be in the random new world. pretty sure they mentioned that anyways. They got him. He got elected, and we just got enough papal influence where we could have taken him back over. Oh well, we'll save up for another one. So, for this episode, I'm gonna get this bit of Terra Incognita explored, and then wrap it up. Alright. Okay, we'll get him back to port first. Okay, that's it for this episode, so I'll see you guys next time.